Hello, my fellow humans, foodies, and especially women who are of a certain age and want to take a little better care of themselves, better manage chronic disease, maybe get some fitness going on. I have just finished part of my workout routine. I'm going to start breakfast right now because I've already done the leg lifts that my physical therapist gave me years ago when I received dual hip replacement, and I did a 50-minute cardio with Fabulous 50s. Now I'm going to finish an upper body belly fat routine with Amy's vegan yoga, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to be cooking veggie loaded hash browns because whether you like to know this or not, you probably do deep down, you're never going to out-train a crappy diet. An everyday person, you cannot exercise enough if you're not fully nourishing your body. Take a look at what I'm putting together and see if it's something that you would like to eat. Okay, all I have done so far is taken some of the plain frozen hash browns. These are the ones I get at Winco. There's just potatoes only in here, and created a layer on the bottom of a nonstick frying pan. I also added a little bit of chopped broccoli. You could get frozen, you could use fresh, whatever works. And then I always freeze baby spinach in bulk. So that way I always have greens on hand. When they're frozen, you can crunch them, make it into a little bit smaller pieces, and I put a layer of those. Next, I'm gonna add some cherry tomatoes that I will slice, and then cover it with a little more of the frozen hash browns. Okay, so all I've done now is just covered it with a little more hash browns. I also added some chopped yellow onion on here and then flattened it out a little bit. The next step is going to be cooking without oil and put a loosely fitting lid on here so that will steam and it will brown. So I will cook that, then flip it over, and it will be done. You can see how the lid just barely covers the potatoes, and that will help it to steam. This is going to take about 18 minutes. I have a gas stove, so that's how much time it takes for me to cook this. For it to be brown enough, I'll cut it into fours, flip it over, and this will give me time enough to do the flat belly routine with Amy's vegan yoga and move on to the rest of my day. Okay, so I've completed my flat belly workout with Amy, and I will put that in the description if you're interested. It's great for anybody, especially women over 40. And here are the hash browns. They've cooked for a little over 18 minutes, and I just sectioned it into fourths, flipped it over with the spatula. It's gonna cook for 7 more minutes. And voila, this nutrient-dense, low in calorie, highly economical plate is done. I'm making some English muffins. I'm gonna put some all fruit jam on there, have some orange juice. The short portion of this is over. I hope you're still watching and on the main part of my channel outside of the shorts, and realize that this plant-powered way of eating is called the starch solution. It's something that I began following in 2016 after a series of health events that nearly ended my life. And I've done the high protein thing. I have done all sorts of wacky diets, and this way of eating is phenomenal. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm back. Hello. Here are my whole wheat English muffins with some of that all fruit jam. There's a number of those on your market if you're lucky enough that you are putting up your own jam. Good for you. I am Tiffany Anderson. I am the founder of Anderson Therapeutics, and as I mentioned, I adopted this meal plan quite a while ago, and I've worked in the field of education, especially health education, since 1996. Now, I've done all of the diets. I have fallen into the crazes and done all sorts of things that didn't help me to manage my weight like this one has. And the starch solution saved my life. I watched the film Forks Over Knives. That led me to Dr. John McDougall and his program. I was skeptical. My doctor was also questioning the efficacy. There's a free 10-day program that is still on Dr. McDougall's website. I will put all of that information in the description below, and check it out for yourself. I was at a point in my life that I was incredibly frustrated. I had, as I mentioned, a life-threatening illness and emergency that It was terrifying, and I thought I have nothing else to lose. I was severely ill, and I gave the program the 10 days and was amazed. My doctors consider me a medical miracle. I have met Dr. McDougall in person. He sadly passed away, and his legacy continues with his wife, who is a registered nurse, his daughter, who is now the CEO of the program. And I will put a link to the video of Amy and her belly routine, and also a little blurb from Dr. McDougall introducing the Starch Solution. For any of you who are plant curious, you are wanting to just add more vegetables to your diet, that is my coaching style, is that I encourage people to add rather focusing on worrying about what you need to subtract or what you feel that you ought to be avoiding in your diet. Follow your instincts, first of all. And at the end of the day, I am a responsible adult. You are a responsible adult. You are in charge of your health, and you know your body better than anyone. And all that I encourage people to do is eat what you want and simply accept the consequences of your dietary choices. Now, I've got this meal right here. This is a big, hearty breakfast. I'm not at all worried about feeling stuffed or bloated or uncomfortable. This will leave me feeling nourished and happy and satisfied. And I've got a little bit of the high pulp orange juice right here. This is going to fuel me for the rest of the day and help to better manage my chronic conditions, give me a lot of energy, help me maintain a lean weight, and it's economical. This is a really inexpensive meal. Give this a like if it was useful. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you've been here before, welcome back. It's the end of January. Tomorrow is February 1st. Check back. I am also a Reiki master, and I have been offering distance Reiki healing sessions in honor of the full moon, and tomorrow is the snow moon. Thanks for watching.